Okay, let's do this. I have a little window of time. Just in between dropping off Luke at hoops for his first practice of the season and this first week of hoops practice happens to be championship week, boy. So the 8th grade team that I coach, I've been coaching them since 5th grade, so 5th, 6th, 7th. This is my 4th year with them. You guys have probably heard it in all my videos as I did those blaster box breaks and stuff like that, talking about how great they are and all that stuff. So we ended up losing 2 games this season. One of them because of this guy. In short, lesson learned, we were dominating this team called Slinger Owls, the red team. They have such a big population that their 8th grade team is split up into 2, so they have a blue and a red. And the blue plays primarily, the majority of their games are Division 1. We're in Division 2, being a new team to the AAYFL. And yeah, there will be cards, especially this one. And these TTM and in person and trades, signed tops with some letters. So blue team is primarily a Division 1. Us, Waukesha North Stars, being a new team to the league, got put in Division 2, which is fair based on our high school size and lack of experience in the new league, the new youth football league that we transferred from, or into, I should say. So we were playing red at Slinger. Real bad weather. It was raining at one point, pretty good. And before that, I had videoed for my son's 6th grade team, and it was raining bad, and I felt so terrible for them. It was cold. Athletics is not my thing. I don't know. It never has been, and it still isn't, and it probably never will be. I can probably say for 100% sure it never will be my thing. So, especially as I'm getting older. So anyways, we were dominating this team. They had no positive yards in the first half. We went up easy in the second drive, scored, and then I think our extra point was blocked. So we're 6-0. To end the first half, we stalled out on the 10, and we were running the ball up and down on these guys. We had a really good scheme going. I had a good point of attack and everything figured out. And I never felt any urgency, so I was just kind of going with it. And I remember it was 4th and a couple yards with like 40 seconds and a half to go, and my quarterback asked for a certain play that he wanted. I'm going to totally accommodate that. That's a huge thing for 8th grader to just tell the coach, hey, hey coach, let's run Texas 11. So hey, we ran Texas 11. Sure enough, the left receiver made a skinny post break. AJ goes to throw the ball, and it freaking sails higher than the crossbar. And he didn't realize it was 4th down. Had we just ran the ball there 2 times, we would have scored. We went up 2 scores, no big deal. So you had to open the 3rd quarter. We got the ball back. That's another reason why I had no urgency. Sorry, I'm getting texts. I had no urgency in the start of the 3rd quarter because of how much we dominated them, and we were moving the ball. And we had a 4th and 1. And my coach was like, call freeze. I'm like, ugh, I wasn't a fan of it, so because they didn't jump on freeze the last time I tried it. Because they had our scout film from the game before. I should have known that because we ran freeze 3 times versus this other team. And damn, I'm gonna stop with those texts. So I ran freeze. They didn't jump. Instead of calling a timeout, I have to call an automatic play, and all of our automatics are pass plays. And the reason why you have to call an automatic is because you can't reset and have the lineman. I can't call a play and have the lineman lift up their arms and look at their call sheets. So we just called an automatic, and it sent the guy in motion. So I had too many guys in the backfield. That was a flag, even if we would have completed the automatic, which we should have. But again, it's raining, so they got the ball following that stall on the 20-yard line, on their 20-yard line. And they put this long drive that ended the whole 3rd quarter, and with like 2.5 minutes to go, so another 6 minutes into the 4th quarter they ran. They ended up miraculously pulling off some plays behind their two big guys, and they made their extra point. We ended up losing that game on a rollout pass. My quarterback decided not to run it for a first down and massive yards, potentially a touchdown from the 30 or 40 or something like that, and threw in a triple coverage and picked it off. That's how that game ended. Sad for our boys. Our pride was hurt, but like I told them, our goal was never to be undefeated, and it was just to get to the championship and for everybody to be healthy. The next week we lost again in bad weather, cold weather. Again, running the ball up and down the field. Just couldn't put it together. A couple of mistakes, but hey, in the end, we got the 5 seed in the playoffs out of 8. So not everybody makes the playoffs, but we made it. And then I had to go to I went on vacation. I went to Vegas with my wife, and we had the toughest team, Slinger Blue, not Red, not the first team we played, but Slinger Blue. And Slinger Blue, like I said, plays Division I games. So we knew that those boys were going to be tough. We pulled it out 6-0 in my absence. So we had some good help that came down to help our team install the play that ended up working big time on our first drive. I think it was like the 6th play of the game. It involved a wheel behind a post. So we hit the wheel wide open because they were playing man coverage. So it worked out really good. And we held them off. We had 2 interceptions inside the 20, and I think they fumbled inside their own 20. So on their part, bad coaching. They should have just kept pounding the ball because they were bigger and faster than we were, being the better team of the 2 Slinger teams. And then just this weekend, we had to replay Slinger Red in a damn dogfight. I could talk youth football and my football kids all day, but long story short, we got them in a safety on the opening drive. On their opening drive, we got them in a safety. That's not how you say it, but we got a safety. We tackled them for a safety. How about that? And then we scored. We kicked the extra point, but we had to re-kick it because they jumped off sides. Why don't you just keep the points? So anyways, I'm thinking they're going to move the ball up 1.5 yards from the 3 to the 1.5, and we're going to re-kick it. Sure enough, they blocked it. So now it's 8-0. Just all that. So it ended up being 16-16 after they had 2 huge pass plays. One was a screen on 3rd and 30 from like the 15-yard line. Yep, they scored on some horrible tackling attempts on our guys as we didn't play prevent on that play, but we played down and distance, so we backed the hell up. And we gave them a lot of room to run, and our corner didn't angle him out of bounds. He was closer to the sideline than the runner, and the runner just jumped inside and was gone. And then our backside pursuit kids were jogging, thinking everybody else had them, and by the time they tried to give effort, they were like 2 feet behind. And then they had another lucky pass that our safety thought he was going to pick off, and it got over his fingers, and so it ended up being 16 all because we actually scored another touchdown and made the extra point. It wasn't blocked this time. Overtime, we go into overtime, we lose a coin toss. We get the first touches. I change up the plays because they were playing us for some of our new outside zone running. I'm probably boring the hell out of some of you guys. Some of you guys might dig this. I would dig it. I went to trap instead of outside zone, and got a first down really quick from the 25. So we're down on the 15. Ran the same play the 3rd time in a row. They stuffed it, and then it was time for that post pass. We hit the post pass on an amazing play by our quarterback. And then, what else? I forgot what else. Oh yeah, we missed that extra point. That one got blocked too by the cast kid. The cast kid blocked it with his freaking big puffy padded cast. That dude just jumped up with one arm and freaking tipped it. And then we gloriously stopped them on their next, on their attempt to score a touchdown and kick an extra point. So we stopped them on 4 downs, and it was freaking awesome. Big crowd. We actually had a home game, so it was dope. So now we are in the championship at a college field not too far from here. So it's going to be awesome. Saturday, Waukesha North Stars versus the Greenfield Hawks. And it's going to be awesome. So our 2 goals this year were to win the championship on November 2nd. This just goes back all the way to May or June when we found out we were in the league and they had playoffs, and to stay healthy. The stay healthy thing was intact until the 4th quarter of last game. Our right tackle took a helmet to the knee, and it's too swollen to see if it's got a fracture or not. But Otherwise, everybody else is good, and we should win it. But it's gonna be a tough battle. This team that we're gonna face has got a good D line and one good middle linebacker. The other middle linebacker is the quarterback, so they don't do much with that guy. They try to keep him safe. So that's that. So now to the cards. Yeah, let's just get through them. Got this in a trade. Ryan Darth Bader. He is the Bellator light heavyweight champion. Happy to get that. This was actually a TTM I sent to, instead of sending it to the local gym here, that's like 15 minutes away, and getting a bunch of AP scribbles, I actually sent these to the UFC Performance Institute, and they forwarded it to him, and he spanked these with a full signature and what you can tell of a Showtime inscription. So a couple of these are upgrades, so very happy to get these. He hasn't signed this nicely in a couple years, I'd say a few years. This was a purchase from Canada. I couldn't pass it up. It was only like $2 US, and this guy is impossible to get, and it's a really cool card. So I now have 2 of these in my collection. I have to figure out which one is the better autograph and keep it, and put the other one in my trades. Seller sent this as an extra. This is a custom of his own, kind of a knockoff of an insert that was in some 2009 or 2010 cards. This is Shane Carwin. You can't really tell, but it is. Brad Tavares. Took several months, maybe 6 months. Cool guy. Met him before in Orlando. Very, very nice guy. So I got this Moment of Truth gold parallel. And then this is probably an upgrade for my 2015 champions. And he also sent a note, just because, and some stickers. Why I am who I am. I think it's a Hawaiian thing. So that's cool. And then a note. Look at that. Aloha, brother. I dig that. That's pigeon in for Hawaii. Marvin the Hitman Campman, or Martin the Hitman Campman, was in Las Vegas training one of his guys, and I was quick to jump on that. And then I didn't have this card anymore because I sent it to the other guy, but I had my buddy Henry in New York send 2, and he got one for me, so I got the round 1 banger. This was in my TTM. I sent the blue. This one's really hard to see, but there you go. 2012 Bloodlines, and then the Showdown Shots versus Jake Shields. Very nice. And another one. I think that was it. I gave him some to keep as well. Martin was a really cool guy to chat with in the past, back when he was a fighter. So this is a 13 flag parallel. I forget how we got this. I think I got it in a trade. Just a Frankie Edgar I didn't have. He's been really slow on signing, and his P.O. box I think is closed. The Scrapper, Chase Skelly. The inscription's better than the auto. Same on this one. So there's that. This is a 19 knockout, I think. And then he sent me a little note as well. I think I made a comment about how Topps picked some really goofy pictures of him. Both of them are kind of goofy looking.
Okay, Thurston.
That's like a right hand that you can tell is coming from a mile away, or a left hand probably. Nope, it's right hand. And then here's another swooping right hand, but look at his face. So yeah, I think I must have said something about how Topps does that to him. Another one took a couple years. These were lost. Gray Maynard got back to me on Instagram. He said that he found these in a moving box that he had. So he sent this one on his own. What is this? This is just some custom West Coast Authentic like business card thing. Must have been one of his sponsors that was making like appearance cards for him. But I got this one. That's a Leaf. 2015 Chronicles. 2015 Chronicles, like, no, this is the base. Something's up with one of these. I forget which is which. Oh yeah, this one is like the Ultimate Fighter commemorative card or something, I don't know. And this was one I thought was really cool. This is the Grappler's Greats. Oh, Grappling Gurus. That's what's up with that. Oh, look at this. Got a couple more Frankie Edgars. Nope, one Frankie Edgar. Not sure where this one came from either. I think this was in a trade as well. Yes, it was. This one was in a trade. and the guy who traded this to me still hasn't told me what he wants in return, so I'll hit him up. I'm not that way. I think this was a purchase for like $2 on eBay. Speaking of purchases, so this is a Jake Shields title shot, but it's the gold parallel with that foil down the side. I might have it, I might not. I got to check. And then this is a guy who I support, bought his t-shirt, he signed it for me. It's a t-shirt that's got like the Rum DMC chain on it. And it says Funk Master on it. Funk Master, it says Funk Master. But check out this card. This doesn't say Funk Master. This looks like it says Fuck Mate. Don't quote me, but that looks like Fuck Mate to me. So I'm gonna hit him up on Instagram and say, hey, I got your Fuck Mate card, buddy. So this is Aljamain Sterling right here. Really cool guy, up and coming star. And that's a wrap, boys. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm glad I'm caught up. I've had these cards in my bag for a really long time. I have not been TTMing except for that Martin Kampmann and some in-person help, which I thought I would have some of that to show, but I must not. But I have some coming in. My buddy just sent me a Facebook message saying that he's sending back my stuff from Bellator and UFC that was just out in Boston area. So out in the Northeast, out there in the New England area. So that's that, you guys. Like I said, I had not been TTMing because all of my free time goes to scouting, parent emails, coaching group chats, team preparation, football coaching. We've put in, since August, we've put in 122 hours, not including games, not including scrimmages, not including team film time, not including coaches meetings, not including all the emails, but with just practice alone, it's been 122 hours with tonight's hour and a half. 122 hours since August 5th. That's where all my time goes. And when I'm not coaching, I'm doing stuff for the season for the boys. So as of Saturday coming up, November 2nd, so November 3rd, 4th, I'll get my life back. And I'm going to TTM my balls off. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to getting back to it and not just getting one TTM a month from all my previous backlog. So that's it. Keto's going great. Down to 198, but I'm starting to get a bald spot. When we won this game in overtime, one of the players looks at me, he's holding his water jug, he's like, can we throw water on you? And I was like, what? I was like, oh, they want to give me a freaking water bath, ice bath. So I'm like, sure. I took my phone out of my pocket, gave it to my 16-year-old, and I got a bunch of 8th grade water bottles and water jugs and coolers full of ice water dumped on me, which was not bad, except for the face shots. Taking ice water in the face, no matter what temperature it is, it's a shocker, but it was worth it. Not this shocker. Like cold shocker. Not this. What's up? I know who used to do shocker all the time. Freaking Hewitt Graphs. Who made a video recently, which is gold. You got to check it out. So that's it. I'm gonna check out and then probably go back and pick up my son. But like I was saying, oh yeah, the reason about the ice bath story, people were taking pictures, like parents were taking pictures as I was talking to the kids, and I saw I'm starting to get this bald spot in the back of my head, and my wife said, you're starting to lose your hair because of the keto. I've been on keto for over 6 months. And even through the Vegas trip on the way back, came back from Vegas, I was up 4 pounds. Now I'm down 5 from there. So I'm down a pound from when I left for Vegas. And I just got back a week ago today. So that's it. I hope you guys are all good out there and looking forward to making more uploads and checking out your vids when I get back to my life. Until then, deuces. See you later. Be good to yourselves and each other. I know you deserve it. We all do. Let's go.